Now that all the Call of Duty World War II E3 spam has died down, let's talk about it even more in other games on the Call of Duty News of the Week. Instead of regurgitating everything you learned last week from the people that don't get directly paid by Activision but instead get exclusive access to early footage, which makes them a shitload of money on YouTube videos, I'm gonna go over some stuff that I found interesting that people aren't talking about all that much. First was the possible confirmation of weapon variants in the upcoming Call of Duty game with a now deleted tweet by Michelle Condrey that was replying to a query regarding the final game having more than 10 weapons, to which he said, quote, multiple of, which could mean several different things. If he means multiples of 10, perhaps he was leaning towards 3 or 4 times 10, meaning 30 or 40 guns, which is the norm for a Call of Duty game. Or he could mean multiple of the same weapons, which means gun variants. When Infinity Ward said that Infinite Warfare had the most amount of weapons ever in a Call of Duty game, the alarm bells went off for me, since that's what Advanced Warfare said as well, and that game introduced weapon variants, but this phrasing isn't the same to me. The thing that makes it juicy is that the tweet was then deleted afterwards, so perhaps he let a cat out of the bag like El Presador and he deleted it because he didn't want the negative publicity surrounding an otherwise full-speed hype train, people that don't understand multiplayer isn't a realistic war simulator, and therefore doesn't need SWAT stickers or accurate representations of soldiers on the battlefield aside. If there really are going to be variants in the new game, then what the fuck are they going to be? Maybe the M1928 Speakeasy, or M1 Inferno, or even the return of the STG-44 Vampire? It's probably not going to be like Battlefield 1 variants where there are certain attachments on certain variants, since it seems that the weapons are pretty customizable in Call of Duty World War II. This is a Call of Duty game though, after all, so you know supply drops will be coming back. It's only a matter of what's in those loot boxes. That's not all the damage that Condrey did with his tweets. Another cryptic tweet is from a while ago, but when asked about showing off the multiplayer before E3, he replied with 55 out of 10, which I think more or less confirms 55 levels and 10 prestiges, which will eventually turn into 20 months after launch, with the icons just being gold versions of the originals because they're lazy as shit. Then was a tip and trick that I'm sure will turn into a video from those types of no-talent ass-clown YouTubers on launch, where Condrey states that you could shoot at parachutes to make them crash harder than Paul Walker. Since there's a score streak with AI soldiers parachuting into battle, you could put 1 and 1 together to make the third highest score streak completely fucking useless. The claim is that they'll tweak it during the beta, but let's be honest, it's a demo given the track record of beta to finished product in the past 2 Call of Duty games. Finally, he also threw some shade at Infinite Warfare when asked about Game Battles integration, which showed up 5 months late like an Irish relative. Infinite Warfare is so bad for competitive that even on LAN, CODcasters get kicked from their own matches. But damn, Infinite Warfare is so toxic that even other Call of Duty developers are roasting it. I can't wait till we get to the point in the Call of Duty cycle and the current game sucks and the last one was better. So about March-ish of next year. Speaking of competitive, Condrey also stated in a recent interview that the team is looking into the best game mode to watch in competitive, Uplink, but it's going to have to be thematically relevant in the next game with the World War II setting that doesn't have boost jumps and giant floating orbs. If they're going to steal even more from Battlefield 1, I'd suggest doing a pigeon type thing where you could let it fly to other players on your team like a pass and then return it back to a nest type thing on the other side of the map. It'll be interesting to see what they come up with here, as they also confirmed Hardpoint as another competitive mode returning for Call of Duty World War II. Anyways, onto a few things that I found interesting were the kill feed being green, white, and red because apparently Call of Duty World War II is a Christmas gift that keeps on giving all year round, and they hired the same shitty voice actors from Advanced Warfare. The American guy sounds exactly like the Atlas announcer, and the German accent sounds more French than a brie baguette. One thing I do like is they replaced the final kill cam with the play of the game, so that this way I don't have to watch some boring camping little cum dumpster whose aim is worse than Elmer Fudd. The problem will be for someone like me who does top 5 videos. As of now, game-ending kill cams make the value of a clip skyrocket if it's something cool because it's difficult to do for the last kills of the game, but a play of the game can come from any point during the match. Trick shotters will be pissed, but hopefully that means the twirly ballerina bullshit goes away. Onto Infinite Warfare news, as there was a patch that came out last week that on the surface only had a slight nerf to the propulsion trait for the skinny bot among other minor bug fixes, but the devs stealthily turned on the kill trade setting for public matches. Not only is this feature bugged to fucking free-for-all, such that if you get a trade on the very last kill, it doesn't end the match. I mean, this guy gets 41 fucking kills in this free-for-all match and somehow still doesn't win the game because he tied with somebody that only had 30 kills? I mean, come on, Infinity Ward, how do you fuck up counters so much? But it's also a terrible idea for Call of Duty. DICE worked tirelessly in Battlefield 4 to take out kill trading, despite the fact that they put it back into Battlefield 1 because of other netcode issues, but yet Call of Duty wants to make it a feature? Here's why why kill trading doesn't work in Call of Duty, and I'll explain briefly how it all works before I make my point, so bear with me here. Prior to trading, when a player or client is considered dead on the server side, that client's bullets are considered invalid and no longer is counted as damage against another client, thus you'd never get a kill trade. In Call of Duty, most weapons are hit scan, except for rockets, which are projectiles due to travel time, where there is no bullet travel time for hit scan weapons. Where you point on your screen is where you'll hit at the time you pull the trigger. The update rate for sending information to and from the client and server in Infinite Warfare is 20 Hz on dedicated servers or 10 Hz on peer-to-peer, which means that updates are sent 20 or 10 times per second. The problem lies in that Call of Duty runs at 60 frames per second, so updates are only sent and received every 3 or 6 frames, and the basic unit of the Call of Duty engine is one single frame. A kill trade happens whenever a client's death happens in the same update as another client's death who are in the same gunfight, which, as you can see, is actually quite a big window in spite of the small numbers due to the paltry tick rate of the Call of Duty servers. It's different in Battlefield, where all the weapons in the game are not hit scans, as they have bullet velocity and different travel times, along with having at least 30 Hz and in some cases 45 and 60 Hz servers. In Call of Duty, kill trading is a stupid fucking idea, especially on a peer-to-peer system or even a dedicated server with players that have really shitty internet speed, so please remove that shit. It's not a feature, it's a bad fucking idea because of the way that Call of Duty's infrastructure works. Kill trading happens far too fucking often given the numbers that I said before. When players are dying more, they get killed off of their streaks and thus slows down the pace of the game immensely in a game that's designed to be go go go, Need for Speed, on crack, Adderall, Gamma Labs, G Fuel addicted fun. In Modern Warfare Reimagined news, there have been some pictures leaking out of a sold separate version of the game complete with the release dates of June 27th, which is this upcoming Tuesday on the PS4, and July 27th on the Xbox One with the price of $39.99. This game isn't discounted at all despite being almost 8 months old, doesn't include any of the DLC, which is de facto for remasters before this one, and is held hostage to the exclusivity deal, which is supposed to be for map packs but has morphed into whatever the fuck can be wrung out of this bullshit because Activision is spelled with a $sign. I wonder who the fuck is actually going to purchase this standalone shit show, considering that the horses left the barn regarding it not being true to the original and selling micro DLC supply drops in the game. Fucking disgraceful. Speaking of money whores, Zombies Chronicles is now available for Black Ops 3 on the Xbox One and PC, even though you can play any of the games which contain DLC 5 through backwards compatibility on the Xbox One already, and PC has motherfucking mod tools for custom zombies. This again puzzles me as to why anybody would buy this shit, but the answer is simple. Nostalgia kills. Anyways, what do you guys think about the news stories from this video? I've been the Schwantz27, out like Flurry in Pittsburgh. Until next time.